Hello and welcome to PaxAriaGaming. This is Reg with episode 10 of Nioh 3. So in the previous episode, everything we were doing was sort of a setup for this episode. We were heading towards Futamata Castle, going through Futamata Road. We had a little quest with Hanzo, took on an enemy camp, a couple of Dark Realms, went to the Mirage the Mirage Fortress and took on Baba Nobuhara as the boss at the end of that. This is a continuation of the Tiger of Kai subquest.
This is... Lord Shingen gave this charm to one of his retainers. I sense great confidence in his trusted friend, Lord Baba Nobuhara. He too hoped that Lord Shingen would rule the land. It's good, but it's not enough. I must know more about Lord Shingen's mind.
So what we're going to do is, you don't have to do this separately. You can do this along the way when you're doing other quests, but you need to remember to come back to him. And if you just go to your menu, it'll always be on the menu. So depicting the Tiger of Kai is the name of the subquest. And as you can see, it's sort of way up there. But we're not going to do that because after the last boss fight, we were told to go back to Hamamatsu Castle, which is what we're doing.
It's Lord the Takeda forces, though thin, appeared in Makatagahara in the northwest. Scouts even say they saw Takeda himself in the vanguard. I'm concerned with what he's doing, but we must take advantage of this chance. Killing him will throw the enemy forces into disorder. Lord Ieyasu has already taken his finest troops to Makatagahara, and I will follow close behind. There is no time to delay. Join me at once.
Okay, so it looks like we'll be joining him again. And Takeda, who's likely the boss of this section of the game. I'm not even sure if he may even be the boss of this particular era because we're doing these time shift things. Not quite sure yet. We'll know if we get to the end of it and we get shifted to a different timeline. Okay, just checking out where we are. Makatagahara is a place we haven't really explored yet. So along the way, we will obviously grab any loot that we can find. And of course, fight any enemies that we run into. So I think in terms of my skills and level, I think I'm where I need to be for this part of the game. At least based on fighting scrub enemies. I think that the real test is in fighting bosses and how many attempts it takes me to defeat a boss. I don't have any anticipation of ever beating a boss on first try. But if I can beat him in less than 10 tries, then I would feel like that's a good run. Because the way this game is going, you know, a lot of the bosses, not all of them, but a lot of the bosses are bosses where it's 15, 20 tries. And what I'll do is...
Dog appeared. And walked right into our trap.
I'll use the AI summons, and then I'll do an individual run. So I'll alternate, and sometimes I luck up and beat them on my own. Other times it's with the summons. Sometimes it's with the summons, but after the summons has died. So as we move into late game, I probably will opt not to do that and sort of just work on my my level and my skills in order to be able to use the tools to defeat the enemies on my own. A little cutscene here.
Deal yourselves!
Lord Eos.
Forgive me. You must retreat. Over here.
We've been seen through.
Our heroes arrive.
Greetings, Lord Takechiyo. We intended to launch a surprise attack, but it seems we've been exposed. I'm going to return to Hamamatsu with all haste and call for reinforcements. You hold the line.
Uh-oh. Hanzo's leaving me on my own. He convinced me to come here, and then he's jetting off on me. Okay. Looks like we're going to be getting tons of soul cores. Actually, we've already gotten tons of soul cores. Some of them are repeats that are just higher levels, and some of them are new. Okay, so because it's a new area, I'll probably look at the map a little bit more frequently than usual. Just to make sure I'm going in the right direction. There's the poison shuriken, which I'm not all that impressed with. Still think the pinwheel and the exploding one, I can't remember the name of that one. I think those are the best, or at least they do the most damage. The pinwheel issue, though, is that unless you're standing directly in front of the enemy, and the pinwheel actually hits the enemy twice, it's not all that impressive. But if it hits the enemy twice, it's very impressive. So it'll go through an enemy and then come back and hit them from behind. So on enemies that move around fast, it doesn't really work that well, because the first one might hit and then the enemy moves and the second one will miss. Or if you're on an angle, it will miss as well. But these sort of the sticky grenade type bomb thingies are great. They're always going to stick to an enemy, even if the enemy blocks it. They'll still explode because they're stuck to the enemy. So the enemy may have blocked it, but didn't stop it from sticking. Whereas the other ones get blocked and doesn't do any damage. Now, when you're fighting, you can, if you can maneuver behind an enemy, you might be able to get some of those things in without them being blocked. whether it's a kunai or whether it's the shurikens. It really depends on how well you move. If you have a good armor set that gives you lots of plates, you're probably going to be good at that because you'll be able to maneuver behind the enemy a lot quicker. If you don't have that, or if you're playing as samurai,
Get back here, damn you!
who's a little bit slower,
Where did he
it makes
get
it
off
difficult to get the backstabs. Obviously, sneaking up on the minor enemies, you can always get a backstab. Bosses, it's not so easy to do. Certainly main bosses, you can't do that because when you enter the arena, they're right in front of you, menacing. If it's a field boss, it's possible that you can sneak up behind them. Yeah, these enemies aren't very smart because they'll run into fire. They'll run into a burning area and really do more damage to themselves than you're doing. I don't know whether there's an easy way to kite them over there. That we just happen to get lucky.
Takeda's invincible cavalry live up to their reputation.
But remember that for this area. Remember that for this area because there's a lot of fire in this area and there are lots of enemies. We're going to come up to an ogre or a cyclops as well, and another one of those headless ones. And if you can get them to go into the fire, it makes life a lot easier for you.
Don't waver now! Into the fray!
Okay, into the fray we go. And there is the one-eyed ogre cyclops creature. And he's just going to chuck those rocks at you the whole time. And I'm way too far away to do any real damage to him. Yeah, that's not a lot of damage. You can see. And I don't have nearly enough ammo to sit here and do this for the next 30 minutes until I whittle his health down to 0. Okay, so he hopped down. No, he didn't. He went to grab a bigger rock to throw. So what we want to do is just work our way closer to him, using these boulders as these rock structures as a shield. I don't know whether he respawns if you actually kill him or not, but let's go get this Kodama.
I just toss these rocks and the Tokugawa gets squashed like bugs. It's kind of fun.
Now the choice you have is, of course, you can clear the area first and then go back and get all the treasure and Kodama that you want, or you can sort of grab it along the way. The reason I do that is because when I get to a shrine, if I have enough to level up, I prefer to level up rather than risk losing it by dying a couple of times. Okay, we have a bazooka arm over there. Alright, there's another headless horse guy somewhere. Okay, we have some enemies up here. One of them we can sneak. I'm not sure about the kappa that's over there. You don't want to stand in the yokai pool. As you can see, my ki is not regenerating. And that's what happens. So I had two choices, either not stand in that pool or purify the pool. Either one could have worked. And apparently my brain froze a little bit, so. Okay, so we had to do this all over again. The ogre jumped down, by the way, and he is standing in fire somewhere, still tossing blocks at me. Let's see, he's not in fire yet, but you'll see his health bar begin to change. There we go. So he's standing in one of those fire patches, and we're gonna just let him stand there. Okay, there you go. So if he's stupid enough to stand in the fire, then he deserved his fate. Okay, this guy is not going to stand in a fire. He's only got 3 more IQ points than the ogre guy. But it led to the same fate. This is where the ogre was standing. There's the other headless horse guy. But let's go up. Is he walking this way? No. He's going to turn. Okay, so let's try this again. We got the breakdancing Kappa. No, I'm not going to stay up there. You got me that way the last time. So let's bring him down here. Take him out. The Kappa, I think, is going to run off somewhere. I don't think he's going to stay. Well, we saw him jump down, so I don't know whether he's going to go back there or not. Okay, I missed him. He's out of my... Oh, no, he is up there. No, he just ran off. So this is what they were looking at. Was it worth it? What is this? Archer's Hakama and a gourd. Nah. It's not junk. Okay, so where did... You know what we haven't seen in a while? One of the little Chichigo guys. Okay. Now that we've got him in his kidneys, make him jump up here. I don't think he's gonna just jump. I could be wrong. I don't think he's gonna. No. Yeah. Okay. So he's not gonna just jump down. He's gonna go down, and there's fire over on. There's fire on the left side, and there's fire on the right side. So if we can get him to jump into either... Okay, where did he go? Oh, he went back that way. All right. He despawned. There we go. Into the fire. He's such an idiot. Let's put a little sloth on him so he'll stay there a little bit longer. So we have sloth and we have fire propped on him. And he's... Oh, sure, just got me in a corner. stuck in the fire. There we go. Okay, that was a little bit messy, but it worked. So as long as we don't end up dying and going back to the shrine, these enemies will be done for. Let's work our way forward. I hear the soldiers fighting ahead somewhere. Okay. Alright, buddy. You got the high ground. Just stay right there. Okay. Couldn't quite keep his balance after being shot. Alright. Let's go take him out. There's some loot on the roof that we need to get as well. And there's a chest in here. Nice. See, this is what I mean. Along the way, you could pick up a lot of these items, but if you don't want to, and you just want to, you just want to sort of head right to where the action is, you can do that. And then come back once you clear the area. Okay, this is the one that got away. He's another idiot who's going to stand in the fire. Go right back where you were. Go right. Yep, right there. Just stay right there. Okay. That was not all me. That was the fire. Okay, so we're going to go up and grab all of the roof loot that we can find. And we want to kick this drop down. So that if we needed to get back up here for some reason, which I don't think we do. Actually, yeah, we do, because if we drop down, the only way... Okay, that's what it was. The other chest. But yeah, now that we've dropped down, the only way to get back is by using that stack of logs we just dropped down. Okay. And I think that's the only thing down here. As you can see, we can't get to where those soldiers are from this side. So we have to go back up here to get to the other side. So that was the whole purpose of dropping this down. I was like, why would you need to do that? Because the action's over here. So the poison is actually ticking his health down, as you can see. You know, my thing is it's just slow. It's just too slow. I mean, I guess it's a strategy you can use in a boss fight if you are doing ninjutsu and you're running around. If you keep poison proc on the enemy, it'll likely kill the enemy, but it just seems like it would take too long, and then I would run out of health, or, you know, the chip damage would kill me before I was able to kill the actual boss. Okay. Alright, let's move forward. There is a shrine right here. Nice. right. We're continuing to put points into into magic. Okay, so we have a couple of enemies here. One of the big axe swinging ones, and another one that shoots fire arrows at us. Let's see if we can't deal with the axe swinger first. Once again, I'm standing in the yokai pool. Okay. Yeah, I gotta remember to do that. There's also some gear that you can use that if you purify, you gain speed, you can gain amrita, you can gain life. It just depends on which set you're using. So the more you purify, the more you gain those things. Again, it's a good quality of life thing if you remember to do that. I have not been really good at the whole purification thing in the whole game. Okay, so we're going to take this guy out. And there's another, this is 1, 2, probably 3 guys, including the ogre up here. And then the boss. Not the main boss. Not Takeda, but Masakage is the other boss we have to fight. Come over, hit him with sloth, hit him with weakness. One of the good things about sloth and bigger enemies is that it makes it easy to get behind them, and from behind I do more damage because of the weapons that I'm using. Now, obviously you can use a weapon where that's not the case, so where you don't need to be behind. And I definitely should probably think about that before a boss fight, because the likelihood of getting behind a boss, unless the boss is really lumbering and slow, is pretty low. Okay, there should be... Is that it? Yeah, I know there's a chest off to the right. Okay, so we had a little bit of a standoff. These guys are on the level of the boss door. The boss door is up there. So once you clear the area, your choice as to whether you want to go back to the shrine to re-up your health and stuff like that if you have to. This is the last guy. I think this is the last guy. Even my lightning shots, I think, aren't as strong. I think part of it is because I'm at this part of the game. Early in the game, these type of spells were pretty good. At this point in the game, they're less good. I know there's a better version of them coming up shortly that we need to get. want to kick this ladder down. It leads to the shrine. Nice. This leads, yeah, that leads back to, actually that's the way we came. So we don't need to go there again. All right, let's meet the boss.
Lord Takechiyo!
You're here. This time, I will destroy you. I shall now demonstrate the proof of my resolve.
Yes, waifu is out of the fight.
I shall expunge my prior disgrace.
Great. He's on a freaking horse. A big horse. That one's bigger than the ones that we've been killing out in the world. Not doing nearly enough damage. Ouch. So clearly he's a fire-based boss. I used my living artifact way too early. Way too early. Again, the rule of thumb, I should, at least for me, I should be using, the rule of thumb I should be using is use it once I get them down to 20% health. Okay. So, first attempt and last attempt is what I'm showing. Brought in some help. This is my 7th attempt. 7th and final attempt. So. These are easy to block. He has two burst attacks. The jumping horse burst attack is easy to block. There's another one that's less easy to time. Less easy, more difficult to time. But the one where he sort of goes into some little stance, then jumps up, is very easy to get. It looks just like that, but it's the red burst attack. Don't let him grab you. His grab attack is basically skewering you on the edge of his sword. Okay, that was the second type of burst. I didn't think I could get that one. The one where the horse jumps up is an easier one for me to time, but I guess I lucked up on that one. And we're in the Dark Realm. I feel like they don't take physical damage in the Dark Realm. They take key damage, but I don't think they don't seem like they take physical damage. So you look at his health bar, you know, it's not changing at all when we do damage, when we do what should be damage. Now, when we get the burst break thingy, it does do damage. Alright, now let's look at this. See, in the real world, not in the Dark Realm, we seem to do damage with any attack. Any of the ninjutsu attacks that we have. Except poison. Poison's doing nothing. I guess, no, that's not true. That seems to be doing something. And if we can proc poison on him, it'll do a little bit. This is the one we can block. No. Nice. Okay, now he's back into this part that I hate the most. Ouch. So for me, it's just all about staying alive during the dark phase. And how far we've come. A few episodes back, I was missing every one of those burst attacks and getting slaughtered. Now I'm a little bit better at it. I'm not going to get them all. I mean, I still miss some of them. And I still need to go back and fight the demon of envy, who just keeps killing me. He got me. That attack you want to avoid. Does a lot of damage because he's got fire and of course he's skewering you, so both of those things will cause damage. So you definitely want to be careful about that. I mean, again, he telegraphs it, so it's not like you don't see it coming. So it's just a matter of whether you time it right or whether you have run out of ki, so you can't really do anything. Easy. Easy. He's easy to parry like that. I wish all the bosses were like that. Yep, I did it again. This was an accident. I did not mean to use this right at this point. I still had 3 heals left. There was no reason for me to do this quickly. I'm gonna chase his ass around the arena. Okay, yeah, that was... At least he's continuing to do his burst attacks, which is hurting him more than it's hurting me. I only have 2 heals left. Another one. Okay, if he's gonna keep doing that, then we got this. Well, well. Okay, I think we got this. And I'm down to no heals. Okay, I think we're good. One more burst attack. Do the burst attack. That's all I want. There we go. Yep. Nice. Okay. Well, now you wake up.
If only we lived in a world where no one had to become a yokai. Wait, that's...
Oh no. Yep, I guess it's Crucible time again. Yep. Okay, here we go. Into the Crucible we go. The first Crucible seemed to be the longest one. I say that. I don't know. This one could be long too. We'll have to see. But the first one seemed very long. Now it might have been because I got lost a lot, and it was my first experience with one. So this one may be a little bit more straightforward.
It's another Crucible. That yokai is the Death Veil, summoned to the skies by those who harbor Crucianite within them. From there it spawns Crucibles to plague the land. Lord EAS is probably in the Crucible, but you are the only one who can reach him. I beg of you, lend Lord EAS your aid.
Okay. So he can't enter the Crucible.
Is this the doing of that creature in the sky? In any case, it seems we must purify the Crucible again. You certainly do have a heavy burden to bear.
And I guess Hanzo can't go in here either. Well, it's weird because if Ieyasu is in here, he's human. He's my grandfather. Assuming he's still alive, then why can't the other people enter? Okay, we have a shrine there. What is this? Okay. Well, do not enter the white fire. Wow. Okay. That was... Okay, that was a goofy moment. Do not enter the white fire. Got it.
Will I make it out of here alive?
Who is that? Okay, so there are a couple of those rolling exploding carts you need to be aware of. I'm looking at it because for a little while I thought it was some kind of lava in Nurikabe, but it's not. Do not touch the lava. Do not walk on the lava. Do not fall into the lava. Okay, so we have some yokai and we have some of these spirit ghost creatures. Okay, these guys aren't all that dangerous if you're just facing one or two of them. But if you're facing 4 or 5 of them, it gets a little bit tricky because they grab you and the other ones catch up to you. We have another... There we go. Well, I'm trying to get him to come over, but he might not. So we'll go to him. And we'll eat one of his bazookas while we're at it. Okay. Again, avoid the white fire. Okay. I'm guessing he's causing the white fire. In the non-Crucible world, if they're walking around with the red flames at their feet, they're the Crucible Wraith. I guess inside the Crucible, if they're walking around with the sort of white fire around their feet, they're the Crucible Wraiths in here. If they're still called that in here, since we're in the Crucible. He seems to be bugged out over here. We'll take it. Oh, never mind. I was thinking we'll just take advantage of him being bugged out, but that did not last very long. So we'll bring him over here to a little bit of a wider space. He went for a grab attack. telegraphs this move, so it's a little bit easy to figure out what he's going to do. It's the shove move. You just run to the side. Well, because you go to the side, you go behind him, and you get a couple of hits in. Okay, that's that. Okay, let's move forward. This is a one-way trip. I guess there was two ways to get here. Oh, no. The white fire was blocking it. Right. So once you destroy the Crucible Wraith that was causing it, the areas where the sort of white flames were all disappear. Right. So we could not have entered from this side. I walked over here and died, and then we decided to go forward instead, and we just looked around. All right, cool. So I guess in a way, it created a shortcut. I don't think we really needed it, because I think the idea is to continue forward. There's got to be more than one shrine in here. Let's grab some more loot. Jump over the lava. We have one of the axe-wielding yokai. So we're going to... I don't think we can get a backstab on this guy. So we'll just sloth him. That wasn't sloth, that was weakness. Ouch. Okay. After all of my good burst blocking mechanics in the boss fight, I messed that one up. You can see a big difference between hitting these guys in the front versus hitting them from behind. Big difference. Doing like 86 or so damage. And then if you get behind them, there we go, nice. Okay, well, I'll show you next time. Okay, alright buddy, give me time to collect my thoughts. You're taking pot shots at me. Okay, there are two of these platform areas. This is the first one. Okay, I think that's where I think that might be where we came from. It's... Okay, so we got this guy over here. Let's take him out because we can. Okay. I think I have a little bit of an advantage since he can't shoot through the railing here. Gotcha. Okay, we'll grab all that stuff later. this item here. Okay, can't go any further this way. Okay, so we have to go back up. So I just heard one of the lamps light up, so I guess we're heading in the right direction. There's a chest ahead. This must be some of Ieyasu's guys. Or at least his guy. He's the only one left over there fighting. Everybody else is an enemy. Okay, let's go help him out.
You were at Futamata. Excellent. They can't stop us now.
Okay. Yeah. Coach. Let's talk to him.
We have arrived now, but to no avail. I do wish to accompany you, but I cannot keep up amid this darkness. Venture forth and aid my lord and his company in my stead. Oh, right. Take this with you. Please save my lord.
Okay, power pill. Okay, so I misunderstood. So Takechiyo isn't the only one that can be in here because these are Ieyasu's soldiers and they're in here, as is he. So maybe the issue is they are in here but they can't actually kill yokai. They can just sort of fight with them, although I'm still not sure about that. Okay. Alright, there's the next lamp, but we're going to grab this first. This second, and then we'll move forward. Okay, this is the second platform. And there are a couple of enemies up here. There's this guy, and then there's one of those exploding cart thingies as well. Okay. Alright. That was dumb. I mean, I see the guy walking towards me, and I let him jump on me. Okay, I don't understand. Yeah, that was bad. It was like, what? Okay, the cart thingy is to our left. damage when you miss the the chop. I can never really time. The swing I should be able to time. I think the issue sometimes is I can't tell how close he is to me when he's swinging like that, and I assume that I have one more swing before he gets close enough to do the burst. Okay, maybe the cart thingy is. Yeah, it is. There it is. I thought so. I was like, why is he not activating? And they usually just do themselves in. I'm assuming if they actually hit you, you would be done in as well. Okay, let's grab these 2 items. No mystery there. We're going to invest in magic until we get to 40.
Takechiyo, I regret that I was unable to keep up and got separated. One such as I, who cannot kill yokai, must be a burden. Allow me to hold the enemy off here. My lord is in your care.
Okay, so all these guys are apologizing for not being able to help. Okay, there's another ogre tossing rocks ahead. And there is another exploding cart in this area as well. Okay, so the goal is to avoid getting crushed by the boulders this thing is throwing at us. But it's also to get to kill off those other enemies before you loop around. Now, I'm going to come back to that. I realized that there was an area behind me that I needed to cover as well. And that's this area, which is behind where we were. That's the grab. Oh well. Okay.
So you're right. I can see why Tadakatsu spoke highly of you. If I could only unleash my full strength. No. Now is not the time for a bout. You are worthy of trust. Protect my lord. Here, take this. The path ahead is long. Do stay alert.
Okay. All of that to find a blood-soaked little bath over here. I probably hate the wheel monks more than any other enemy in the game. Because it's funny because it just doesn't seem like you can actually block them when they're coming at you. And there's clearly another Crucible wraith somewhere because of the white flames. It may actually end up being the ogre that we haven't killed. The next one, so we're heading in the right direction. We have a couple of, at least we have one enemy. We have this guy.
I have cheated death time and time again. I am the master of time.
Okay, so there's another Aisu's men over here. I just heard him talk, and we died. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run past. Okay, so I skipped ahead a little bit. We eventually ran past all of those enemies to get to that shrine, but we are going to take out all of these guys anyway. I feel like you're not really playing fair if you haven't cleared the area. So I want to clear this area, and then we can go to where we hear the fighting happening to our left. This is where the flying asshole popped up from. This is an awful place to be fighting him, but oh well. I'm about to die. Like I said, an awful place to be fighting this guy. Awful freaking place. Alright, let's try this again. I almost did it again. Wow, okay. Wow, he seems so different than when we faced him before. But at least I'm near a shrine, so I feel better about that, but damn. Way more difficult than it needed to be. I think part of the issue was I was afraid of falling over the edge. Okay, let's grab the loot that's down here. And then we'll engage the fight that's going on in there. Okay, well, Ayusu's man is already down. Let's go this side. Okay. I only want to fight you guys one at a time, so hop on up here. Okay, now we'll go down and get your boss. Who's standing menacingly over his defeated
I
enemy.
have cheated death time and time again. I am the master of tactical retreats, and I will not be defeated.
This is the guy whose voice we heard. So he's the master of tactical retreats. Let's see how that works out for him. Would have been nice if I didn't have to fight his little buddy. Okay. Little buddy's down. Now I can focus on this guy.
I, Masanobu, will now make good on the debt I owe my lord. I refuse to retreat.
Okay, well.
I wasn't strong enough.
No,
I
you were
can't face my lord like this.
Formidable enemy defeated. Okay. So I keep calling them field bosses. They're formidable enemies.
And I before the samurai who earned my lord's faith. If you've seen the battlefield, you must already know this is a lost cause. However, so long as my lord draws breath, we can rise again. I beg of you, please save him. Take this, and tread carefully.
Okay, we have a power pill and now we have a healing pill. Probably won't ever use either one of those. Okay, boss time. This is Takeda Shingen.
It isn't enough.
He's considered to be the Tiger of Tide.
Sustain my domain. And this shining stone sustains me. How foolish of you to have entered the depths of hell. I shall devour you too.
Okay.
I pray you won't disappoint me.
Yes, at least he's not on a horse. Okay, I don't know what that little shield thing was. So is that what a power pill does? No. It's some kind of defensive talisman. Which is sort of interesting because he's got like all of his health. Okay. They finally did a little bit of damage by hitting him from behind. He's blocking all of my ninjutsu. Ouch.
You felled my retainers with ease, but I will not go so quietly.
That didn't do anything. Well, at least his moves are fairly telegraphed. Okay, that did a little something, so lightning seems to work in a minor way. Okay, so every time he attacks, I'm going to go in and get a couple of hits. At least that's the strategy. And back off. Regenerate ki. Wait for him to attack again. Probably did not need to do that. Okay, no problem. Got some damage in before he blocked. Okay, less damage that time, but that's because I whiffed the first hit. Watch the... Oh, okay, buddy. Alright. You got me. I didn't know you could do that. Okay, let's go back to our normal strategy.
Yep. A proper fight. Now I shall strike.
Watch the shit. Okay, so now he's killing me. Okay. All right. Yep.
I pray.
Right, let's try this again. This is the final attempt.
Come.
The key is not to get greedy, which I've been doing, which is silly on my part. Because the strategy that I was using that I started with in the very first attempt was...
This is a battle I won't soon forget.
I missed a critical. The strategy was to get a couple of hits in, back off, get a couple of hits in, back off, get a couple of hits in, back off. Then I started at about a quarter of the way through his health. I decided I wanted more, and he got me. So you don't want to sit there and sort of face tank his moves because he's very powerful. So take what you can get, back out, and then do it again.
You felled my retainers with ease. I will not go so quietly.
Keep your eye on him, but keep moving. The good thing about having a summons is the summons will continue to hit him. That's our second one. Our second opportunity, our first one. So let the summons draw aggro. Well, it didn't quite work that time because he turned right back around. Ooh. Watch the grab. He's using an Odachi. I'm like, what is he using? He hits him, the guy just goes straight down. Oh, wow. I don't know how I avoided that.
Now I shall strike.
Okay, this is where I was in the first fight when he killed me. the critical hit on that one. Was too far away trying to, what is this? Okay, nice move, buddy. Nice. Just about half health. And we're just going to continue the dance. Let the music play. Do the dance. I don't think... That kind of hurt. I don't think he does anything different. Okay. Alright, I need to be a little bit more careful. Okay, so he does let's do something a little different. Got another one. Nice. Okay, nice. Yeah, those look like something you definitely don't want to be hit by. Alright, we got him down to a quarter health. Okay. Hits. Come on. Missed it. I missed it. Got 3 heals left. Okay, he's wilding out a little bit now. Oh, he's got me. No, please don't kill me. Okay. That was, that would have been disappointing. There we go. Gotcha. No, you don't, buddy. Oh shit, that's bad. No. Just one more hit. There we go. Is that it? Come on, he can't still be alive. Okay. I was like, come on, really? Okay, a fiery invasion. Which is also part of the battle for Futamata Castle. Which is also part of depicting the Tiger of Kai. A whole bunch of little sub-quests tied to this.
So long as this dark radiance exists, my fight will continue.
Okay, so we can, well, let's do this first to get rid of the Crucible. And we can show the item to the ghost. And we're probably going to have to go back to Futamata Castle or wherever Ieyasu is right now.
Pursuit is unwise.
Oh, he's here.
This is the man known as the Tiger of Kai. Soldiers will be lying in wait. Thanks to you, I still draw breath. But this defeat will stay with me forever. Those who have joined our cause, those who dream of a peaceful world, we have shouldered inescapable hardships. The lives of even the most innocent have been taken. The burden of what you feel and hope for may grow heavy indeed, and you may even come to blame me. Even so, I cannot halt my advance. No matter how tarnished my image becomes, the path to peace may be long and steep. But I press onward. Onward. One step at a time. Takechiyo. Those with power cannot bring about peace from the wrong path. Thus, I must seize the seat of Shogun. Until then, I can ill afford to halt my advance.
Okay. Narikama. So we have a new, oh, okay. Guardian Spirit Skill Burst Break. It's a mouthful. So you can use your Guardian Spirit skills as a burst break instead of just your, instead of just the block. Let's speak to E.
The Crucible's been purified, but we must remain vigilant. The Crucianite is still radiating light. We should regroup as soon as possible. Please return to Hamamat's castle for now.
I thought so. Okay. I'm not really sure why we have to keep coming back here, because we talked to Ieyasu where we were, and we talked to E where we were. So unless there's someone new that we need to talk to, why do we have to come back here to do it? I guess is the question. Yeah, see, I don't get why we had to come back here to do
Takechiyo,
that.
Unfortunately, we have no time to rest.
I know, you
Takeda's
said you were
forces
going to
are on the
become
move.
shogun.
Shingen's moving his army to Sagagake in the north, so that he may watch the castle. The only hope we have for victory is to aim directly for Shingen himself, but their camp is on a cliff, and it's impossible for troops or horses to attack. Shingen must be killed, Takechiyo, and you are the only one who can do it.
Okay. So we have 2 new battle logs.
Makatagahara, Shingen absolutely thrashed us, but somehow we managed to drive away the forces approaching Hamamatsu. That explains the bonfires and open gates. We used the empty fort strategy and pretended to be spread thin to make the enemy cautious. It was a risky move, but we managed to buy our men some time. But the time to defeat Shingen is now. Please, Lord Takechiyo, hurry.
Okay, so we are heading to Makatagahara, the great shogun of the Heian era. So we are now moving into a different timeline.
Beyond this gate lies Saigagake. You should be able to go through Saigagake to reach the cliff tops unnoticed. There is only one way for us to defeat Shingen. The Crucianite must be destroyed. Fight well.
Okay. Defeat Takeda Shingen.
If we could just defeat Shingen,
Again.
it might shed some light on Kunimatsu's transformation. Be at ease. Both Kusanagi and I are here with you.
Well, why don't you figure out a way for us to make Takeda stay dead? Okay, we're at Saigagake. Let's grab the shrine. And this whole little area is going to be new to explore. So what we want to do, well, first thing we want to do is to grab this little guy. Or at least send this little guy back to his family, which is resting on the shrines. Okay, so now we want to, that structure ahead is ultimately where we're going to end up. So we need to get to that side. So from the shrine we drop down, actually pretty close to where we picked up the Kodama. And take out this guy, who is apparently very resilient. We're going to grab the item ahead.
There's nothing more we can do here. We've no choice but to leave things to Takechiyo.
It's like getting text messages in their time frame. Okay, so can I actually cross this bridge? Yes, okay. I was like, how am I getting over there? Got it. Okay, so we have tons of loot. We have some enemies. I don't see any treasure chests on the map yet. Yeah, see that burst attack I can't quite figure out. But I also did not use the new skill that we have, right? In the Guardian Spirit to block that. Okay. All right. This is going to be very interesting because there is a shrine back where we started this little area. The next shrine we get to is in that structure that we saw from a distance. So we have to be really, really careful here. Make sure we don't die needlessly and have to do all of this again. And what we're going to do in this, to sort of wrap things, is to work our way to that shrine, and then we'll stop there and pick up from that point in the next episode. Let's grab this. Again, plenty of loot to grab. And we will be grabbing all of it, as well as grabbing all of the kodamas. And the good thing is, because there's not a nearby shrine, it means I'm not going to be resurrecting everybody in the area until I find the next shrine. So we'll be good. All right. Okay. So I guess the way forward is really down here and straight ahead into the structure. I was just wondering whether there was another way that we needed to go, but it's through here. And we hear a kodama. He's right there on top of the archway. Okay, I was gonna say we hear a kodama. We hear something. Okay, so we have the kodama, we have this enemy, and we have some loot. And we have the ladder that takes us up to the structure.
Listen, dogs. Holding up in this castle is useless. You'll die here.
Okay, so oh, okay. I can actually jump over his little swing attacks? I didn't think that was possible. Interesting. We'll have to try that again in the future and see if that works or whether it was just a one-off. Okay, now I mentioned that there's a drop down and then there's a drop off. So here, if you fall, it's a drop off versus up ahead, it would be a drop down. So you need to be really, really careful on this side. And up in the rafters, there are enemies up there that will work really hard to make sure you fall. So just be careful about that. Okay, I didn't see you when I came up here. But because there's an item, we need to take them out. Grab the item. And now we can go back to where we were, which is basically you just climb the ladder that's over here, which is what we did the first time. And we can drop down since there should be no enemies, at least at the lower level, since we took them all out. Right? Not having a shrine is helpful in this regard because you're not respawning anybody. So you drop down, you should be in the clear, and you should have already grabbed all the items that are down here. There's an item ahead, and then there's the drop down on this side. So let's grab this item first. So in the rafters, there are a ninja who are hiding out up here. I don't think there are any yokai. They're all just ninja. So there are a couple of items, and then there's a chest. And if you fall from here, you're not going to die. There's one of the ninja. If you fall from the area above that ninja right there, you probably will die. Okay, so first one wasn't so bad. There are, I want to say there are 3 or 4. That was the first one. There's going to be 1 on the next level. Maybe there's 4. We'll see. I was going to say they usually will make themselves known.
Morning, we attack Hamamatsu. With yokai on our side, our enemy's defeat is all but assured.
Yeah, he's shooting arrows at us. Alright. So the next one, you gotta be careful. You can't move as slow as you would want. He is right there. And he's gonna kill me if I don't heal. And even when you block, you take a little damage. So it's not like you can stay here indefinitely. And the other thing is, he's just going to keep shooting at you. So there's no way to deal with this except to go over here and hopefully you don't fall down and just fight him. Okay. Oh, I fell down. I barely survived that. Any higher and I would have died. Okay, that's the second of the ninja. So I think there are 4. Because I definitely know there's more than one more. So it's either 4 or 5. It's definitely not 3. And you can't clear all of it in one fell swoop because the area where the treasure chest is not the same rafters as these. So you have to sort of be mindful of that. You see where the shrine is, and you see that, okay, well, I can't get to the shrine from here. So you have to sort of, you really have to do 2 runs in order to get everything and the shrine. There's the third.
Who goes there?
Oh, this is gonna kill me. Yep. Okay. If I had just stopped moving, I would have been fine. Okay, so we're back. So that's the third one. Our guardian spirit grave should be up there. Actually, coming up this time was a little bit easier because if you knew they were here, the first time I didn't know that. But once you know they're here, you can actually snipe them with your gun, with your rifle. The arrows aren't as effective because they're further away, but if you use your gun, or if you use a cannon, that will usually do the job. Here's our grave. This is where we ended up. And the shrine is ahead. And my palms are sweating. So this is what you want to do. Do this. Yes, we made it. So now if you die, you don't have this long ass run back. You have some soul cores. You've increased your skill slots. We can level up. Magic again, of course. And we're going to drop the ladder. And we are going to call it a day. So episode 10 of Nioh 3 is in the bag. We still have lots to clear. We have a couple of kodamas to get. We have a treasure chest to get. Some more loot up top. We're going to do all of that in the next episode. But thank you guys for joining me here in episode 10 of Nioh 3. This is Reg with PaxAriaGaming saying thanks a lot. I will see you guys in the next one. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and talk. Comment. I'll talk back. All right, take care.